Bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Oh, shoot. Yep, you guessed it, another project. This one I'm pretty excited about. Yes, I know, I'm working on the duck call too. I'll get to it. Relax. It's coming. No, so this one really caught my eye. The other day I found it on the side of the road for free. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. Other than this situation right here, everything else looks very good on it. The only thing that I'm nervous about is the fact that this was laying on top of it. So I got a gasket maker and I got the rest of the carburetor or air filter right there. If you paid attention to the video that was previously before this, obviously it wasn't going to start because it had vice grips on it. So it hones down that it's got a fuel issue. So I'm hoping it's pretty quick. This does have me a little bit nervous that the gasket maker was on top of it. So it seems like somebody tried to do a little bit of work, especially with the zip ties, to put it together. But we're going to tear into it. If it really comes down to it, I'll just go ahead and replace the whole carburetor assembly. And it should bring the lawnmower back to life. I'm pretty confident in this because last year I picked up a lawnmower for 50 bucks. I went ahead and pretty much refurbished the whole lawnmower. I did replace the oil in it. I sharpened the blades. I put a new air filter on it and redid the paint job and everything. First thing we're going to look at is the fuel. And before I get too far and then pull this gasket off, just make sure that there's no fuel in it and make a mess. So we'll go ahead and look to see how the fuel situation is doing. It is a little bit dirty in there, but there is a nice screen at the bottom. So before I go ahead and flush this, we're gonna go ahead and remove this part of the carburetor and get a little bit further into it because I do see some gasket maker. It looks like the zip ties were pretty much just holding would have been holding the cover on. Oop. That screw's gone. Oh no, it's right there. Well, that screw is long. And of course they make one screw different size. Can't be all the same. Alright, that one's out. Put it right here. Ooh, okay. So that's where it was. Kind of stinks that the gasket, you could have told me that the cap was in the way the whole time, but that's obviously where the gasket maker was, and man, is it making a mess. Clean this off with some carburetor cleaner. I don't know how good it's gonna work on the gasket, but at least clean it up a little bit. I'm still curious on why there was a gasket maker on it. I'll go ahead and take these vice grips off. Now that that line's been pinched for so long, I don't know how good the fuel's gonna be. So go ahead and take this off. Oop, there goes the fuel. A little bit of fuel that must be in the lines. That's alright. Let's throw this underneath there. We'll go ahead and see if I can drop the rest of the tank. This way I can flip the tank over if need be, so it stops draining out. And I can clean it at the same time. Now that that's out of the way, I'll get this fuel tank off. Oh, there it goes. Yep, it just slid up. Alright, so we'll get this, disconnect that from up there. Yeah, that line is crushed. Boy, that thing was on there. All right, Looks like she needs a little bit of cleaning up, but should be fine. Not quick enough. Uh-oh. But back there. At this point, I'm about to make it look like the 4th of July up in here. So, get this cleaned up, get it sharpened, apply new paint to it, throw it on the mower. Doctor. Afraid I got bad news about Troy. How bad is he? He's got an upper respiratory infection. I'll label it as a class 2 leakage. Nurse, prep Troy for surgery. At this point, we're going to go ahead and start tearing this carburetor apart. When it comes to carburetors, I'm more confused than a June bug in July about how these things work. So prior to this, I already took some of this apart. I already made sure that the gasket or the O-ring was fine. We'll see how far we can tear into this before I start breaking anything. I don't see any cracks in this. See if we can get this piece out and we'll go from there. Whew, came out better than I thought. I think there's quite a bit of crud in there. Oh, good thing. Wow, that really burns the lips. Gently put this all back together. That side's in. Alright, both ends snap back in. Put this piece back on. At this point, the lawnmower's running, which is awesome success, considering I only put like $7 into it, and that was just for putting hardware for mounting the carburetor back on, because the hardware that was on was just terrible. When the last owners had it, whenever they mowed with it last, they didn't clean the bottom side of the lawnmower, so all that moisture from the grass like seeped into that metal and kind of rusted it out quite a bit. The only thing left to do is sandblast the bottom side of the lawnmower. And unfortunately, I don't have the sandblaster here at this shop, so we're gonna have to go down the road a little bit in order to do this. So let's get everything loaded up and let's get to it.
Oh my God. Cool it down.
I'd like to thank everybody that's been watching these videos lately. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, you can go ahead and subscribe. That would be awesome. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Then also, if you want, you can go ahead and throw your guess down on how many outfits I went through and then throughout this entire video. Keep an eye on us.